So I made a bunch of videos on the reliability of the BMW M6 and then basically fell off the face of the planet for over a year. So in today's video, I'm going to briefly touch on updates on my specific M6 and then update you all on what more M6 content is coming in the future. Now, in regards to the future M6 content, I'm going to need your help to make it as good and polished as possible, so make sure you stay to the end of the video to hear what I have to say. So here's the big update on my M6. Basically, all of the issues the car was having in the last video I made, it's still having all those same issues, plus more. The car's misfiring pretty bad, right around 3,200 RPMs or so, so I'm assuming it's something either spark plug related, coil pack related, or fuel injector related. Now, that being said, as you can see, I am in a completely different space than I've ever filmed a video, and that's because I moved into house for the very first time. Now, as exciting as this may be, moving into your own spot in 2025 is enormously expensive. So unfortunately, a lot of the stuff as far as taking care of the M6 is concerned has been put on the back burner to make sure that I have a roof over my head. But at the very least, I'm grateful enough to be in a position where I can at least keep the car and have a space of my own. So for that, like I said, I'm extremely grateful. Also, another issue I've been having with the M6 that's not really reliability related, but I would like to bring to your attention in case any of you ever run into this situation. At the very least in California, if you go through a toll road and you get a toll violation and you don't pay it for whatever reason, they will suspend your registration. Meaning if you go on the DMV's website to pay your registration, an error message pops up, but the error message that pops up doesn't tell you it's because of a toll violation. It just says unknown error, try again later. So you end up just retrying to pay your registration online for months. It never ends up working. And because I'm a moron, I'm getting all these scam texts about toll violations. So some reason in my brain, I was like, if I'm getting scam texts about toll violations, that means I can't actually have an actual toll violation. And again, because I'm a dumb 20-year-old who never checks his mail, never saw the toll violation in the mail either. So I've basically been scratching my head for months at this point trying to figure out why the DMV website will not let me register my car, just to find out when I call the toll roads organization and give them my license plate that I did in fact have a $20 toll violation on my registration, which was preventing me from paying my several $100 registration. Okay, all right, whatever, that's fine. You could have just like added it to the registration fees and had me pay it all in one fell swoop, but that's fine. So the pro tip for all of you is go get an account with whatever toll road organization is in the area that you live. Because what the lady explained to me on the phone is that if you already have an account with them and you have a debit or credit card on file, every time you go through a toll road, they'll just charge you the $2 or $3, whatever it is, and then you never have to worry about not getting a toll violation notice in the mail, your registration getting suspended, blah, blah, blah. More of the story, don't be an idiot like me. Don't not pay your toll violations. That was a very long-winded way of basically saying that I haven't driven the M6 in quite some time, at least not seriously. I start the car about once every week to once every 2 weeks, drive it around the neighborhood at 30 to 50 miles an hour just to get the oil up to temperature, and then I put it right back in the garage. I do this not only to charge the battery, but I've heard if you let cars sit for too long, the way that the oil cycles through the engine when you do eventually start it isn't super efficient. Obviously, these cars already have oiling issues, so I'm just trying to be as diligent and on top of things as I possibly can while the car basically sits in the garage for the time being. But I do have some good news for you today. The good news is that a friend of mine just bought his own F06 BMW M6, and he's going to be taking it to a shop in Van Nuys who I happen to manage the social media for. Now, because me and this shop have a good relationship, I'm gonna be able to get a lot of hands-on footage as they work on this car, and the services my buddy is getting done include rods, rod bearings, potentially even the rear diff brace, axles being replaced, the clutch being swapped out. My friend wants to bulletproof his M6, so he's basically taking it in and having every preventative maintenance item done that you could possibly think of. And in my opinion, having an inside look while a car is being worked on is really gonna help any remaining questions that you guys have about this platform. So first things first, if you want to get a first look at everything, make sure you follow Strictly German Auto on Instagram. That's the page where everything is going to go first. But secondly, if you have any questions about this platform at all, whether I've already answered the question or haven't answered the question, put them in the comments below. Again, this is a rare opportunity where a car that basically doesn't get talked about on YouTube is going to be in a professional shop, up on the lift, potentially even having the engine removed, giving us an inside look at so many different things, why certain problems occur, how bad the damage really is. I mean, the list goes on. So again, I encourage you, if you have any questions at all about the BMW M6 platform, put them in the comments below. My friend's car is going to be at the shop either in the next week to 2 weeks getting all of this work done. So the faster you get those comments in, the more likely it is that your question will get answered in the videos that both I post and the shop themselves post. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. It is like 99 degrees in this garage. I am baking right now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week or in 2 weeks, or maybe in another year. I don't know, maybe I'll fall off the face of the planet yet. I don't write the script, I just wake up.